Hello, Louis.
Hello, Samuel. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you? How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Looking forward to Christmas. That's going to be fun.
Yes, yeah. What are you up to for Christmas?
I am seeing my grandparents and cousins, so that'll be nice. And
Brilliant.
then seeing some friends for New Year. Should be a good time.
Lovely.
Yeah. What about you?
Nice. Going up to Yorkshire tomorrow to see my grandparents. So yeah, that should be good. Should be fun.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah. And Louis? What are we doing today?
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol as a little Christmas special, as we are getting well into the festive season. Christmas just around the corner. Um, so Samuel and I, we're not too sort of um knowledgeable on this book, but I think we're gonna have a nice chill episode talking through the storyline, things to think about it, and should be a nice little Christmas special.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Should we get started?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Welcome back to the English Boys.
The show where we discuss all things literature.
I'm Samuel.
And I'm Louis, and thank you for tuning in.
Brilliant. Right, Louis. How much do you know about A Christmas Carol?
So I did it at my prep school in a while ago now, but yeah, we did that as like our set text, and then I've I watched the I think we watched it together in drama at school. We watched the Play Goes Wrong Christmas Carol, and
Yes, yeah.
that's sort of probably the most recent thing I've seen about that, and I thought that was brilliant. So I've done a little bit of looking into it a bit more deeply, but Samuel and I are both studying Great Expectations at school, so we'll have that sort of Dickens knowledge. Hopefully, we can incorporate into it.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Um, Brilliant. So should we start at the beginning?
Yeah, might as well.
Right, so A Christmas Carol, it begins in London, with Ebenezer Scrooge, who he's an elderly miser, and a miser is someone who hoards money. And he used to have a business partner called Jacob Marley. And one evening, uh, Jacob Marley comes to visit uh, Scrooge in his house, in the form of a ghost.
Yeah, so just before that, I was just going to add, so he's working late on Christmas Eve with Bob Cratchit, sorry, who's one of his clerks at his business, and Scrooge, he hates Christmas, so he's bar humbug and all that. So his nephew, is it, I think? Yeah, or cousin, he approaches him asking him if he was interested in having Christmas with him, and he's rude to him. He denies it, and he's also quite oppressive towards Bob Cratchit, who wants to go home and spend time with his family. And one thing I was just gonna sort of talk about is I don't know if you've talked about this much in lessons and things, but one thing Dickens sort of does is with his character names, he it really expresses their personality and their actual character itself. So like for Mr. Pumblechook in Great Expectations, that's quite a grand and like sort of bulbous sort of name. So I think that kind of fits his character. Same thing here with Bob Cratchit. So Bob, is quite like a petty, small name suggesting his character, and then Ebenezer, in comparison, is very grand and sophisticated, and that shows that comparison in classes, which I think Dickens really explores quite a lot.
That's a brilliant point. Yeah. God, I can see that quite a lot now, looking back at different characters. Brilliant. So, yeah, Louis, do you want to talk a bit about the three ghosts?
Yeah, so after Marley approaches Scrooge at night, he then I think it's in the middle of the night he gets a visit from the ghost of Christmas past, which is
Yes.
a candle. I think it's in the form of a candle, and that Oh, my knowledge is getting really tested, but I think they sort of show him just like all the past Christmases and all of the past things Scrooge has done, and how that's affected other people. And yeah, I don't know if you can sort of delve deeper into that, but I'm not quite sure.
No, that's brilliant, Louis. I've got here on some notes that I made that the Ghost of Christmas Past takes Scrooge back to his childhood, to boarding school, and then to his relationship with his sister called Fan. Um, and he goes back to a Christmas party as well of his first employer. Yeah, I think the Ghost of Christmas Past is really trying to take Scrooge back to a time where he felt joyful, where people were kind to him.
So then for the next ghost is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and that one I think is quite interesting because the depiction of the Ghost of Christmas Present is a jolly man in green robes, big beard, very very joyful. And my old English teacher would point out to us that he's quite similar to the modern day interpretations of Saint Nicholas and Father Christmas. So I think that's
Oh
quite interesting.
yes,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I've just looked up a picture of Ghost of Christmas Present right now, and yeah, he's all joyful, in colourful clothes and things, and that's quite an interesting comparison to make today, which may have been like a an original interpretation of Saint Nick in that old Victorian age. So yeah, that's quite
Yes,
interesting.
I always remember. I can't. Is it Muppets Christmas Carol? And he is this big. Yeah, he's like a jolly ginger guy. Um, so yeah, I think it's a lovely depiction. Um,
Yeah,
and just a great character. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's a nice comparison to Scrooge, like a contrast of
Hmm.
yeah. And
Yes.
I don't suppose you remember
Exactly.
what the Ghost of Christmas Past, sorry, Ghost of Christmas Present shows Scrooge.
Uh, I think from what my notes say, he takes him to Bob Cratchit's family feast, and he sees Tiny Tim for the first time. Uh,
Yeah,
who, yeah. So it's all about, I guess, Scrooge then being aware of the Cratchit situation,
mm.
and yeah, sort of feeling sorry for them, I guess. Um,
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
nice that that character development that's slowly established is really nice. Yeah.
mm, brilliant. And the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is the
Ooh.
third ghost. Yeah, Louis, do you wanna open on that?
So, Ghost Christmas Yet to Come is I remember him as a big, scary, dementor-looking sort of ghostly figure in grey robes with a faceless face, I suppose. Um, and I think they were also always really menacing. And I went to watch the I forgot about this, the production of A Christmas Carol when I was in year 8 at the Barn Theatre in Cirencester, and it was really terrifying, the depiction of it. So it was a massive projection of him on the back on the cyclorama, and he was just standing there really menacingly. So, and I think also the lack of speech is yeah, it's just quite sinister, and I think that works for a character with like that, where it shows the uncertainty of future and how it could be quite grim if Scrooge doesn't change his ways, which I believe is what he sort of hints at him and shows him. And yeah, you might be able to elaborate on that a bit more.
Yeah, no, I completely concur with that. Yeah, he's often like this big scythe. I think that's what they're called. And
Yeah, yeah,
yes, yeah, exactly. And there's that uh sort of iconic part of the story where Scrooge is at his own grave. In the end, this is what's going to happen to you, and no one's going to really remember or love you. Which is quite a sad story, really. But
yeah.
yes, and then Christmas Day occurs,
Mm.
and Scrooge decides to change his attitude. Yes, so I think it says it says in my notes he makes a large donation to a charity that he actually rejected the previous day. And then
Oh,
he
oh yes.
sends a yeah. Go on.
Sorry, I just remembered that on Christmas Eve when the people approached him asking for donations, but he refused them. So it's that redemption that we see.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a really good word actually, redemption. Yeah, and then he anonymously sends a large turkey to the Cratchit home for Christmas dinner, and I think the fact that he sent it anonymously shows the selflessness of his action or the true meaning behind it, because he's not looking for gratification or
Mm.
or for praise or for thanks. He's genuinely doing it because he wants to bless other people.
Yeah, yeah, that's really nice because you see the or you imagine the sorry, I forgot the word you used, but that sort of tight spender, that character who doesn't like to spend money like that. That that
Yes,
sort of person, he would want to have if he did do a donation like that, he would want the fame and the like. Yeah, oh look at me, I'm all kind and rich donating like this. So that is a big takeaway. At the end is the selflessness, and that's just quite nice for the character of Scrooge.
definitely. Brilliant. I think that's generally the sum of the story. We're sorry we haven't been able to provide much depth for you listeners, but we've had revision for mocks
Oh yeah,
for our GCSEs, so
and
it's been a bit of a
yeah,
go
and
on.
also for the lack sorry the lack of previous uploads, we've had the end of term and the revision, and then we also had the school play together, which took up a bit of our time. But hopefully, we got this one out, celebrate Christmas, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yes, brilliant. Well, everybody, have a very happy Christmas, and yes, we'll see you in the new year.
See you in the new year, guys. Thank you for listening.